friends, we are today going to study secondary growth in dicot stem. As we know that with respect to the elongation in the length, there should be also increase in the breadth of a plant body so that they could be able to accommodate with one another. Otherwise, the plant may fall, and therefore the dicot plants usually performs secondary growth because they are bigger in length, generally bigger in length. So we shall today elaborately read and study the secondary growth in dicot stem and later in the dicot root. Thank you. Today we are studying the secondary growth in dicot stem. As we know that the dicot stem, in the dicot stem, the vascular bundle is conjoint, collateral and open. Means xylem and phloem together form vascular bundle. Collateral means xylem is inside and the phloem is outside, and open means a strip of cambium is found in between them. So the topographical study in the topographical structure, we will find, if we take the example of a typical dicot stem, we will find outermost layer of epidermis. This is epidermis. This is the layer of epidermis. And here below the epidermis there is a zone of collenchymatous cells in the cortical region. Here is the zone of collenchymatous cells in the cortical region. Here below the epidermis, the cortex, here this is the collenchymatous cortex. Collenchymatous cortical region. Next is the zone of parenchymatous cells. Here is the zone of the parenchymatous cell. Here these cells are parenchymatous. It is also in the cortical region. Parenchymatous. And after this there is the layer of what is called the endodermis. This is the layer of endodermis. And next to the endodermis there is pericycle. There is the layer of pericycle. Here is the layer which is called the layer of pericycle. and inside the pith there are several vascular bundles. Here, these are vascular bundles. These are vascular bundles, and these vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral, and open. Means there is the strip of cambium here, 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 here also, and here also. And this is the xylem, and this is the phloem. This is the xylem and this is the phloem. And this xylem is endark, means the protoxylem is towards the center and gradually towards the pericycle it is metaxylem. This is all about, this is phloem, this is phloem, this is phloem. So here we see this is the parenchymatous cortex, this is endodermis, here is the pericycle, and next to the pericycle there is pith, and inside in ground tissue, and inside the ground tissue there are several vascular bundles arranged, and these vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral, and open. As I have said that conjoined means xylem and phloem together form vascular bundle. Collateral means xylem is inward and the phloem is outward. Open means a strip of cambium is found in between the two. The question arises, why secondary growth takes place? Actually, the dicotyledonous plants are generally perennials, means they live for many years, and they are very big in size in comparison to the monocot plants. Monocot plants are generally annual or sometimes biennial, but generally they are not big in comparison to the dicot plants, and hence there is no problem to accommodate themselves in the ratio of length and the breadth, because we know that for the stability there should be a ratio between, a constant ratio between the length and the breadth. A thing which grows unlimited and do not change its breadth naturally falls. So therefore the nature has given the in the dicotyledonous stems and roots a process that leads to the formation of the secondary growth. Means due to secondary growth the plant increases its breadth in ratio to its length, and therefore it prevents the plant to be fallen. So generally the plant which have the much 1 or 2 years lifespan performs the act of secondary growth. And as we know, the secondary growth is generally found in dicot plants, so they are perennial generally, and it gives, due to the secondary growth, the plant survives and adjusts its length in comparison to the breadth. So, in the dicot plants, roots and stems, the secondary growth is performed. The only example of monocot plants which perform secondary growth are yucca and Dracaena. These are Dracaena. These are the two plants which exceptionally performs the act of secondary growth. Rather, they are monocot plants, but exceptionally secondary growth is found here. In the dicot stem, now we start the secondary growth in dicot stem. What happens? That in the dicot stem, the strip of cambium which is in between the vascular bundles is activated and it forms the ring of cambium. This cambium which is in the vascular bundle is called intravascular vascular bundle, intravascular vascular bundle. This is known as in the strip of cambium which is found in between the vascular bundles is known as intravascular vascular bundles. When the times comes for the secondary growth, the strip of cambium becomes activated and it start to cut cells. The cells inside this between the two vascular bundles, it start to cut the ring of cambium. It gets meristematic and the ring is formed. Laterally it forms the ring and in the due course it joins with the strip of each vascular bundle. So a ring of cambium is formed. Here a ring of cambium is formed and the ring of cambium newly formed between the vascular bundles is known as interfascicular cambium. Interfascicular cambium. So this is so I have said that at the time of the secondary growth, the strip of cambium which is found in the vascular bundle, which is known as the intravascular vascular bundle, intravascular cambium forms laterally, gets meristematic and divides and redivides, and laterally it forms a ring-like structure which joins with one another the strip of the vascular bundles, and hence a ring of the cambium is formed. And where it forms? It is formed in the pith ray. This is the area which is called the pith ray. This is the area between the two vascular bundle. This is called the pith ridge or medullary ridge, and in between this there a strip of cambium is formed, and now the strip of cambium which is newly formed in between the two vascular bundles are known as interfascicular vascular bundles. So, and the secondary growth is actually the act of and the activity of this cambium. Due to this, the secondary growth takes place. Then what happens in the favorable condition? The ring of cambium starts division. The ring of cambium starts division, and secondary phloem and secondary xylem is formed. The secondary phloem and secondary xylem is formed. The secondary xylem is formed towards the center, and the secondary phloem, secondary xylem, secondary xylem is formed towards the center, and the secondary phloem is formed towards the pericycle. So this is all this is the second this newly cut cells are called secondary tissues. So what happens? The work of the secondary xylem, the function of the secondary xylem is actually to give mechanical strength to the plant. As we know, the plant is increasing in its length day by day, and hence it should have to assisted by the mechanical strength, and so this secondary xylem gives it the mechanical strength. In the secondary xylem in this secondary xylem vessels are found, vessels, tracheids. As we know, these are the elements of the xylem, and xylem fiber or wood fiber is found, and in the xylem parenchyma, which is found in the secondary xylem, sometimes contains a starch grain. In the secondary phloem, which is cut towards the periphery, in the secondary xylem there are the elements of phloem. In secondary phloem there are elements of phloem which are known as sieve tube, companion cells, and sclerean chimatous fiber. Sclerean chimatous fibers. These are the elements of phloem, as we have read when we studied the tissue system. So these are the elements of phloem, and this phloem parenchyma and the phloem parenchyma is known as soft bast also. Soft bast. The hard bast is the sclerenchymatous fibers, and the soft bast is the phloem parenchyma. In some plants, hard bast are found in form of fibers, and these are used for making ropes. Hard bast forms the fiber which is known as the hard bast is used to making ropes. Example is coconut and jute. These are the plants. Sometimes in some plants, the secondary growth, the secondary tissue cut by the fibers do not differentiate between the xylem and phloem. In some plants, exceptionally, in some plants, it is not differentiated. The secondary tissue cut by the cambium is not differentiated in secondary xylem and secondary phloem. Not differentiated. And these secondary tissue remains intact and are arranged in row, and these are known as secondary medullary rays. This in the some plants, exceptionally, the secondary tissue is not formed by the activity of cambium, or in other words, secondary xylem and secondary phloem is not differentiated, but the cells are cut, and these cells are parenchymatous, and it is called as medullary rays. These cells are arranged in row, and this is the exception. The function of these secondary medullary rays, which are formed in some plants, is to transport food, and they also accumulate food materials. So it is exception. Sometimes the secondary tissue is not differentiated, and this forms the medullary rays and secondary medullary rays, and the function of the secondary medullary rays tissue is to transport food material and also to store food, and therefore they are also called as xylem rays and phloem rays, and so they are also called as xylem rays or phloem rays. So the secondary growth is regularly performed. It is performed and due to the secondary formation of the secondary tissue formation, secondary tissue due to secondary tissue formation, the primary tissues get crushed. Why? Because there is the limited space in the plant stem and the new cells cut by the secondary growth have to accommodate in that limited space, and therefore due to pressure generated the primary tissues get crushed, and the most effect is on phloem. Much effect is on phloem, and it is much crushed. Phloem is much crushed. Primary phloem is much crushed in comparison to the xylem, and it is the primary phloem is seen after the secondary growth is just like a small strips, and these are known as, the primary phloem is known as bast fibers. When it transformed into the small strips due to the secondary growth, the crushing due to secondary growth, and these are known as the bast fibers. The next is very important. When the act of secondary growth is performed, the secondary xylem, the resultant secondary xylem is seen in form of ring. The secondary xylem is seen in form of the ring, and now this ring is called annual ring. So one thing, in the entire months and seasons, the winter season and the spring and winter seasons are most important in the life of the plant which performs the secondary growth. In the spring season, which comes in winter, it is the favorable condition for plant for growth, and therefore the metabolic activity in the plant is fastened, and for the metabolic activity to increase, it needs much water. So the plant has to accommodate with the activity of its physiological activity and also with the mechanical strength. So therefore the secondary xylem is formed. Secondary xylem is formed in much quantity. In the spring season, and after the secondary growth, the secondary xylem which is formed in the ring forms the ring like structure, and this is known as the spring wood. Just opposite to this winter season, in the winter season, the condition for the growth is not favorable, and therefore the activity of plant is become dull. The plant's activity become dull, and therefore the xylem formed in the winter season is much narrow. And this secondary xylem which is formed in the winter season is of deep color and very small in breadth. The ring is not so large in breadth, it is small in breadth and is of deep color, and the ring is known as autumn wood. In the life of a plant, in 1 year, two rings are formed. One is in a spring wood and other is the autumn wood, and these are found in the concentric rings, and that both, as the autumn wood is not so elaborate, it is narrow, it is less visible, so the together with the ring of a spring and the autumn, it is called as annual ring. The together spring and autumn wood are together known as the annual ring, in which the autumn wood is not much visible and the spring wood is very much visible. So together with the two rings, one annual ring is formed. So by counting the number of annual rings, we can easily find the age of a plant. We can estimate the age of a plant because the two annual, the autumn and spring wood, in which the one ring is visible, generally visible, other is faint. So one ring, annual ring is found. So by counting the rings, we can easily estimate the age of a plant. For example, if a plant has 3 annual rings, then we can estimate, we can presume that the age of plant is 3 years. So when in the generally we will find, when we see the cut stems of large plants, we see that there are transverse, when we see the transverse cuttings, we will find that there are two parts in it. One is the outer is, when we see the cut plant, transverse cutting of the big plants, stem of the big plants, we will find the two regions. One is outer, which is generally faint. This is known as the sapwood. And the inside there is the structure which is deep, very much deep. Generally it is found much deep colored, and this is known as the heartwood. And because the color is changed here in the heartwood due to deposition of some oils, tannins, gums, and therefore this wood become much strength, and therefore it is called as the heartwood. Generally the furniture, so it etc. are formed from this heartwood because it is very of very much strength. The other, let us first see what happens in the secondary growth. Here is the topographical figure. This is the vascular bundles. These are the vascular bundles. And this is the strip of cambium here. This is the strip of cambium here. This is phloem. This is xylem. Then what happens? In the next step, this strip of cambium laterally elongated, and these forms interfascicular cambium ring. This ring is formed. Ring-like structure is formed. Then what happens? This ring start to cut. This is interfascicular cambium. This is the intrafascicular cambium. So in the third stage, what happens? Here the ring of cambium. Here is the ring of cambium which is formed, and here is the ring of cambium, and outside here this outerward cuts the tissues which are known as, this is the secondary phloem, secondary phloem, and inside innerward it cuts this is the cells or tissues cut by the activity of the cambium ring. This is the cambial ring which cuts outside the secondary phloem, inside the secondary xylem. This is the secondary xylem, and the result is that the primary tissue get crushed, and hence the region of pith is also shortened. Here the region of pith is also shortened. This is due to the pressure. This happens, and this area, the cells are here crushed. These are the crushed primary vascular tissues, and this is the area of pith. So this is the process of the secondary growth. Then one thing we have to remember, that there is the increase in the number of tissues which are cut inside the plant body, and the volume is the same, and so it has to accommodate in that a small volume. Therefore, if it does not perform increase in its breadth, the plant stem get crushed or destroyed. Therefore, another ring of cambium is formed outside the cortex, and this cortical cambium is known as the cork cambium. What happens? The cells of the cortical region get meristematic in order to accommodate the newly cut cells by the interfascicular cambium, and due to the formation of new tissues, and for adjusting these new tissues, there should be increase in volume. So for the increase of the volume of the plant stem, it should be the increase in the breadth of the plant, and so in the cortical region a ring of meristematic tissue is formed, which is called as the cork cambium, which is called as the cork cambium. In order to accommodate cork cambium, in order to accommodate the newly cut tissue by the fascicular cambium, this cork cambium is known as, it is formed where? It is formed in cortical region. Cortical region. The cells of the cortical region gets meristematic. The cork cambium is also called as phelogen. Phelogen. The cells of the cortex are activated, and it forms toward the circumference secondary cortex. It forms towards the circumference secondary cortex, and this newly formed secondary cortical tissue, secondary cortical tissue, which is formed by the cork cambium, is known as the cork, and these cells get suberized. These cells of the cork cells get these cork cells get suberized. These cork cells get suberized, and suberin is deposited. Suberin is deposited in their walls. Due to deposition of suberin, these cells become die. They do not last forever and are dead cells, become dead. So, as the suberin inhibits the entry of the air and the sap inside, therefore due to lack of the food and the water, these cells are become dead, and these cells, which is the cork cells, the cells of the cork which is dead gets fallen to the earth, and it is known as the bark. In Hindi it is known as chhal. So the bark is formed, the ring of bark is formed due to the activity of the cortical cells, the secondary growth in the cortical region due to formation of the cork cambium and the formation of the cork,